I like about the safety position in the SEC is we see a lot of these guys. If you don't, I mean, if you look at them, they could be linebackers in a lot of other leagues. It's like you said, they can man up, they can play in the box, and that leads to I think high tackle numbers like Mike pointed to for some of these guys, and they're not afraid to stick their nose in, to stop those big running backs in the SEC. I'll start. We start with number one. I'll go Eddie Jackson. He converted last year. I thought that was kind of neat. He was a cornerback that converted to safety, and he excelled in his first season. He was hesitant to move at first, but he erased all doubts last season. I think it'd be interesting to see how he adjusts without Kirby Smart and Mel Tucker there. But and Mike alluded to how well Georgia did with Jeremy Pruitt last year in their pass defense. Jeremy Pruitt's now coming over to Bama. That probably won't really hurt his production at at all. I don't think he'll skip a beat, and this is still Saban's defense as well. He's a little smaller than Bama safeties in the past, like Clinton Dix, Mark Barron, Landon Collins. But I think probably made him number one for me was he set a school record for 230 interception return yards. So when he gets his hand on the ball, as that safety position does, he makes something happen with it after that. We saw it in the national championship game against Clemson. He's a playmaker with the ball in his hands on the defensive side. Number two, I'll go Dominick Sanders. Mike mentioned he had SEC best 6 interceptions. In his first 2 years as the Bulldog, he started 25 of 26 games, and he's racked up 9 interceptions in those 2 years. And I found a stat online from Stats LLC. He picked off 6 of those passes last year while only being thrown at 38 times. That's give him an interception rate of 16.2% per target. That was the highest interception target rate of all safeties in the Power 5 conference with 30 targets or more. So it was, he made the most of what little chance he got. And so he helped anchor that Georgia secondary, and he returns to with Quincy Malger to anchor that down. Number 3, I think Mike had him at number 3 as well. I'll go Marcus Maye for Florida. He's a fantastic athletic prospect. He like Mike said, he's the prototypical in what you look for in a size and everything for a safety. He routinely ranked among the best in the nation by Pro Football Focus for the coverage that he did. But I think I watch Florida a lot closer than a lot of people. There's tour teams late in the season from Alabama and Michigan where he just let some big plays happen. Probably got me from bumping him up a little bit, but the other 2 guys were pretty good in their own right. But I couldn't put him above those guys just because those big plays stick out in my head. His physical style seems to lend itself to playing in the box sometimes, but he didn't really get to do that with Keanu Neal at Florida the last 2 years. So I think we'll see him fill that role more this year. And he'll be able to play both safety positions if he needs to. And CBS Sports has Maye as the second best free safety prospect going into the 2017 NFL Draft, only behind Notre Dame's Max Redfield. Number 4, I'll have Jonathan Ford. Mike mentioned his crazy 118 tackles. Especially in the SEC, experience and leadership mean a lot, and he has a lot of it. He's a multi-year starter. Can help Auburn with that new defense they're coming in with this year. So Kevin Steele will be probably that 4-2-5 system is what we're seeing now, and he'll probably be asked to play some nickel as well. He established himself as a leader at the nickel position in the spring, but he can go safety if need be. He's ranked number 3 in CBS's free safety for NFL 2017 NFL draft for next year. And number 5, I have Jamal Adams from LSU. He was a sophomore last year, had 67 tackles, team high 4 interception. He's the playmaker in that LSU secondary, and he's a forced fumble recovery. And I would say he's the biggest playmaker over Tre'Davious White, which is, those guys are, for LSU's defense, they're sitting there, can make some plays. I think it'd be interesting to see how when they bring Dave Aranda in, switching from a 4-3 to a 3-4, I think that lends itself for LSU to bring more pressure up front and maybe for him to make some more plays on the back end. He's athletic enough to play safety and cornerback. He's a ball hawk that can bring a takeaway-minded presence to the new LSU defense.